Most heists are loud, violent, built on chaos. This one was silent. He stole $38 million without a mask, without a weapon, without anyone noticing until the sun came up. They called it the perfect inside job. They called him a ghost. Because the man they arrested? He never had the money. The woman who cashed it? She was invisible the entire time. The perfect crime isn't about not getting caught. It's about getting caught with nothing. Today, we uncover how a dying teenage girl became the criminal mastermind behind the greatest unsolved casino heist in history, and how her father took the fall willingly. Sometimes the best escape plan starts with surrender. Welcome back to Ian Stories, where we explore the most mind-blowing stories built on real techniques, real loopholes, and scenarios that could absolutely happen. Before we get into this absolutely wild story, drop a comment right now and tell me where you're watching from. United States? Europe? Somewhere else? I want to see our EIN family representing worldwide. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we bring you stories like this every single week, stories about masterminds, mysteries, and people who outsmarted entire systems. Smash that like button too. It genuinely helps us bring these crazy stories to more people. Now, I need to warn you about this one. What you're about to hear involves a desperate father, a dying daughter who refused to stay a victim, and the most brilliant double-cross ever. The FBI investigated this case for 7 years. They arrested the janitor. They recovered $0. And to this day, they have no idea where the $38 million actually went. Because the person who planned everything? She was 16 years old, dying in a hospital bed. And nobody suspected her for a second. Before anyone knew his name, the casino called him employee number 934. Evan Cruz wasn't management. He wasn't security. He didn't even have access to the staff cafeteria. He was the man everyone walked past without a second glance. The easiest way to stay hidden is to be useful. 7 years on the night shift. 7 years of cleaning up after gamblers, fixing spills, replacing light bulbs in forgotten hallways. He blended into the casino like the furniture. Evan lived a life nobody asked about. No friends at work. No social media. He took the same bus every morning at 6 a.m., disappeared into a small apartment on the edge of town, and slept while the world moved on without him. But behind the silence was something nobody saw. 3 years before the heist, Evan's world collapsed in a single afternoon. His daughter, Anna, was 16 when the headaches started. Then the dizziness. Then the collapse at school that sent her to the emergency room. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Aggressive. Stage 3. The doctor gave them options. Experimental treatment. Aggressive chemotherapy. Bone marrow transplant if they could find a match. None of it was covered by insurance. Evan requested every overtime shift available. He worked doubles. He took weekend cleaning jobs at office buildings across the city. It was not enough. It would never be enough. Desperation doesn't just break rules. It rewrites them. 2 years into treatment, Anna was getting worse. The collections calls came daily. The hospital threatened to discharge her. The experimental drug that was actually working? $12,000 per dose. She needed 6 more doses. He had 2 choices. Watch his daughter die. Or do something he never thought himself capable of. For months, Evan had just been cleaning. But desperate people see things differently. The casino wasn't just his workplace anymore. It was a puzzle. And every night, as he moved through those empty hallways, he saw more pieces. If you see everything, eventually you see what others never will. It happened on a Tuesday. 2:47 a.m. Section C maintenance corridor. Something unusual. A slight airflow where there shouldn't be any. He'd cleaned this hallway for 7 years and never noticed this door. Or maybe he'd noticed it but never thought about it. Until now. He pulls the handle. No resistance. No lock. No badge reader. The door opens. Inside was a forgotten maintenance passage. Untouched for decades. The casino had upgraded everything, new cameras, new vault systems, new security protocols. But they'd forgotten about the old infrastructure. The tunnel ran parallel to the main casino floor. And at the far end? A maintenance access point that led directly behind the vault corridor. No cameras. No guards. No sensors. A blind spot in a billion-dollar fortress. For 7 years, he'd been invisible. A ghost moving through the casino's shadows. Now he understood why. Most heists start with ambition. This one started with an accident. In that moment, the casino stopped being his employer. It became his target. And his daughter's life became the countdown. It happened on a Friday afternoon in June. The latest scans show something we didn't expect. The experimental treatment is working. The cancer cells are in rapid decline. For 2 years, he'd watched his daughter fade. Now, for the first time, the doctor was using the word remission. Within weeks, Anna was stronger. The nausea stopped. Her hair started growing back. The treatments that had been destroying her were suddenly saving her. Miracles don't erase the scars. They just change what you're willing to do next. By August, Anna was cleared to go home. But the financial nightmare was far from over. The real cost. The total bill, $287,000 for 2 years of treatment. Your insurance covered $94,000. Your out-of-pocket maximum was reached. But the experimental treatments? Not covered. That's $193,000 patient responsibility. I don't have that. I can't pay that. We have a charity care program. Based on your income, you qualify for a 60% reduction on past services. That brings your balance to $77,200. We can offer a 5-year payment plan, $1,287 per month. But that wasn't even the worst part. Anna will need maintenance therapy. Revlimid $16,000 per month. For at least 2 years. Insurance categorizes it as experimental, so it's not covered. You'll need to pay out of pocket or apply for pharmaceutical assistance programs. There's also quarterly PET scans at $3,500 each, monthly blood work at $800, and oncology visits every 6 weeks at $450. How am I supposed to pay $500,000? Many families apply for pharmaceutical assistance, set up GoFundMe campaigns, or consider medical bankruptcy for the past debt. But bankruptcy won't cover future treatment costs. The system will save your child's life, then charge you more than you'll ever earn to keep her alive. Evan did the math over and over, hoping it would change. Monthly income after taxes, $1,840. Rent, $650. Utilities, $120. Food, $300. Bus pass, $95. Past medical debt payment, $1,287 per month. He couldn't even cover the payment plan for past bills, let alone the $16,000 per month for Anna's medication. Income exceeds program threshold by $340 annually. Application denied. He made too much for assistance, but nowhere near enough to actually pay. Friends and family had donated what they could. It wasn't enough. It would never be enough. 3 weeks. He had 3 weeks to find $16,000. Or Anna would stop treatment. The first week home, Anna slept most of the day. Her body was healing, but exhaustion lingered. By the second week, she started noticing things. Her father's face had changed. Not with relief that she'd survived. With terror about what came next. One afternoon while Evan was sleeping after his night shift, Anna found them. All of them. The payment plan he couldn't afford. The prescription he couldn't pay for. The collection agency letters already starting to arrive. 2 years of watching her father destroy himself to save her. And now, even after surviving, they were still drowning. That's when she saw it. A photocopied document. Crumpled. Like someone had thrown it away, then fished it back out, then thrown it away again. Anna pulled it out slowly. Smoothed it on the table. This wasn't research for his job. This was a plan. Desperation doesn't just break rules. It rewrites them. When Evan woke up that afternoon, he shuffled into the kitchen and froze. His daughter. His secret. Exposed. Anna. How long have you been planning this? Her voice was calm. Too calm. I'm not. I wasn't. Dad. She tapped the blueprint. Guard rotation schedules. Camera blind spots. Vault corridor access times. This isn't curiosity. This is a plan. I found the tunnel months ago. Before you got better. I was desperate. I thought maybe you could steal enough to save me. Yes. And now I'm better. But we still can't pay for the drugs that keep me alive. So the question isn't whether you were planning to rob the casino. The question is, are you still planning to? Anna, you're 16. You just survived cancer. We're not criminals. She interrupts. Dad, the hospital charged us $287,000 to not let me die. Insurance paid a third. They want us to pay $77,000 we don't have, plus $16,000 every single month for pills. We're already criminals to them, we're just too poor to pay our sentence. I spent 2 years in that hospital. I watched you work 3 jobs. I heard you on the phone begging insurance companies. I saw you cry when you thought I was asleep. You gave me my life back. Now let me help you keep it. Over 3 months, Anna transformed from patient to planner. She studied everything. How casinos track chips. How law enforcement traces stolen money. How criminals get caught, and more importantly, how they don't. Evan brought her blueprints of the casino. Guard schedules. Maintenance logs. Everything he'd observed over 7 years. Anna turned it into a system. Dad, here's what you don't understand. The heist? That's the easy part. You can take the money. But if you can't spend it, you just stole evidence against yourself. Every major heist that fails? It fails because of the money trail. They catch you when you try to cash out. So we don't cash out. Not right away. Not in any way they can trace. You do the heist. You take the chips. But then, you get caught. What? Listen. Anna cuts him off, tapping her notebook. You get caught with nothing. No chips. No money. No evidence. The FBI will tear apart your apartment. They'll search your car. They'll freeze your bank accounts. And they'll find absolutely nothing. Evan confused. But where will the chips be? Anna smiles, the first real smile since before she got sick. With me. The sick daughter everyone feels sorry for. The girl who just survived cancer. The minor who can't legally be prosecuted the same way. The best hiding place isn't where they won't look. It's who they won't suspect. While they're focused on you, I'll be invisible. They'll question me, sure. But I'm the victim's daughter. The sympathetic character. The girl you were trying to save. I'll move the chips slowly. Small amounts. Through networks they can't trace. Online poker sites. Cryptocurrency exchanges. International students I'll pay to cash them out at different casinos. Over 10 years, I'll convert everything. By the time I'm 26, we'll have 38 million in clean money, and you'll be out of prison. Prison? Evan's voice cracks. 2 to 3 years, maximum. You'll plead guilty to attempted theft. Without evidence of the actual chips, they can't prove the full crime. You serve minimal time, get out early for good behavior. It's not perfect, but it's the only way we both win. November 14th. Everything was ready. Anna had thought of everything. The timing, the route, the backup plans. Even the story he'd tell when they caught him. Remember, Dad, you have exactly 12 minutes from the moment you enter the vault corridor. After that, the overnight manager does his round. 12 minutes. I know. And when you come back, I won't come back here. I'll go to the motel on 5th. Room 23. You'll be waiting. The difference between a good plan and a perfect plan is what happens after. Anna, if something goes wrong, nothing will go wrong. You've walked those halls for 7 years. You know that casino better than anyone who works there. I love you, Dad. I love you too. When this is over, we're good people again, right? We were always good people. We just stopped being victims. Everything looked normal. Same uniform. Same ID badge. Same tired nod to the security guard at the employee entrance. 11:53 p.m. He had 67 minutes until the overnight manager's round. But he only needed 12. Years of invisibility had trained him for this. Move like you belong. Act like it's routine. 12:04 a.m. Guard shift change. 2-minute window. The tunnel looked exactly as it had 3 months ago. Dusty, forgotten. Perfect. He'd practiced this 40 times in his mind. 3 screws. Panel removed. Emergency backup system exposed. 10 seconds. The magnetic lock disengages. 12:06 a.m. Clock starts. Casinos don't keep cash in vaults anymore. Too traceable. They keep chips. High-denomination chips worth tens of thousands each. Evan's hands move mechanically. Fill the trash bag. Not too full, it has to look like normal garbage. 3 bags total. 12:11 a.m. 5 minutes gone. 12:14 a.m. 8 minutes. Final bag filled. Evan carefully closes drawers exactly as he found them. The perfect crime leaves no evidence it ever happened. Evan exits vault corridor, resecures panel, backs into service tunnel. 12:16 a.m. 10 minutes total. Moving through tunnel, emerging into maintenance corridor. The bags go into his cleaning cart, covered with a tarp and legitimate trash bags on top. Evan pushing cart toward service exit, passing 2 guards who don't even look at him. 12:22 a.m. He's outside. Loading dock. Right on schedule. He transfers bags to his car trunk, covers them with his work jacket. Done. He'd just stolen $38 million. And nobody knew. Room 23. Anna was waiting, exactly as planned. Evan knocks. 3 quick knocks. Pause. 2 more. Anna opens the door. No words. They move fast. You okay? Anna asks. I'm okay. Anna checks the chips, scanning serial numbers with a handheld device. These are clean. No trackers. No die packs. Now comes the hard part. I go home. I wait. When they come for me, I act surprised. And I disappear for a while. I'll stay with Aunt Claire upstate. The backpack stays in a storage unit. Unit 247. You'll never go near it. You'll never mention it. Sometimes love means letting someone take the fall so you both survive. Thank you for saving me. Now let me save you. The casino didn't discover the theft until morning inventory. 3 drawers. Not emptied, that would be obvious. Just lighter. Carefully depleted. Call security. Call the FBI. We've been robbed. By 10 a.m., federal agents had reviewed every second of surveillance footage. And they found nothing. No masked intruders. No suspicious activity. Just employees doing their jobs. Until one agent noticed something. Freeze frame. Evan pushing cleaning cart past vault corridor at 12:04 a.m. Who's that? That's just Evan. The night janitor. He's been here for years. Agent zooms in on the timestamp. He was in this hallway at the exact time of the theft. Where did he go after this frame? Next frame, Evan is gone. Camera blind spot. He disappeared. Evan had been waiting. Sleeping but not really. Just lying on his couch, staring at the ceiling. When the knock came, he felt almost relieved. Evan Cruz? We need you to come with us. What happened? What's going on? Sir, there was a theft at the Palazzo Casino last night. We have some questions. Agent Williams sits across from Evan. Folder on the table. Photos of the vault corridor. Mr. Cruz, how long have you worked at the casino? 7 years. And last night, you were working your regular shift? Yes. Agent slides photo across table, Evan near vault corridor. This is you. 12:04 a.m. Near the vault corridor. A corridor you shouldn't have access to. Evan looks at the photo, swallowing hard. I clean that hallway every night. It's part of my route. But you disappeared for 14 minutes. The cameras lose you here. Agent points to timestamp. And don't pick you up again until 12:18 a.m. Where were you? I took a break. In the maintenance room. I do that sometimes. The maintenance room has no cameras. Convenient. Evan, $38 million in casino chips were stolen last night. From a vault corridor you were standing outside of at the exact time of the theft. I didn't steal anything. They went to his house. They searched everything. Couch cushions. Closets. Under the bed. Inside the toilet tank. Agent opens drawers, checking walls for hollow spaces. Nothing. Another agent examining Evan's car in the parking lot. Nothing. Bank records pulled up on laptop. His account has $340. Last deposit was his paycheck 2 weeks ago. No unusual activity. Another agent examines documents from apartment. Found a hospital payment plan agreement, $1,287 monthly for past treatment. And prescription invoices, $16,000 per month for his daughter's cancer medication. Not covered by insurance. He's making less than $2,000 a month and needs to pay over $17,000 in medical bills. That's motive. The evidence was circumstantial. Evan was near the vault. He disappeared during the theft. He had clear motive, drowning in medical debt with a daughter who needed $16,000 per month in medication he couldn't afford. But they had no chips. No money. No physical evidence. Where is it, Evan? Where did you hide it? I didn't take anything. I swear. Without the chips, the FBI couldn't prove the full crime. But they had enough for attempted theft, trespassing in a restricted area, and conspiracy. The judge reads charges and Evan's public defender negotiated a plea deal. 3 years, possibility of early release for good behavior. Mr. Cruz, do you understand the charges against you? Yes, Your Honor. And how do you plead? Guilty. 3 years, Federal Correctional Institution, medium security. The FBI never found the $38 million. The case remained open, unsolved, and everyone assumed Evan Cruz had hidden it somewhere, waiting to retrieve it when he got out. They were half right. Hold on. Let me ask you something. Do you think Evan actually hid the money? Do you think he's getting out of prison in a few years to live the good life? If you think that's how this story ends, drop a comment right now saying Evan wins. But if you think there's more to this story, if you think someone else is playing a bigger game, comment Anna's the mastermind. And smash that like button because what I'm about to reveal is going to blow your mind. The FBI spent 7 years investigating this case. They questioned Anna 18 times. They monitored Evan in prison for 3 years. And they never figured out what actually happened to that money. Let's keep going. 3 years later, Evan served his time. Kept his head down. Model prisoner. The FBI watched him. Followed him for months. Monitored his bank accounts. Tracked his phone. Subject is living in a halfway house. Working at a car wash. No unusual activity. Month after month. Nothing. To the outside world, Evan Cruz was a broken man. A failed criminal who went to prison and came out with nothing. But every few weeks, he'd receive a postcard. No return address. Just a single line. Thinking of you. And a letter A. While Evan was in prison, Anna disappeared. Not physically. She stayed in school. Graduated high school. Went to community college. But the chips? Those vanished into a network nobody could trace. Year 1. Small amounts cashed at tribal casinos 3 states away. $50,000 at a time. Never the same casino twice. Year 2. Online poker sites. She'd pay international players to cash out chips for her, taking a 20% cut. They'd ship the cash via cryptocurrency. Year 3. Hired college students to visit casinos during spring break. They'd cash $25,000 each, thinking they were helping with a gambling strategy business. Year 4 to 7. Converting chips to Bitcoin when it was still $300 per coin. Selling when it hit $60,000. The best criminals don't look like criminals. They look like college students with part-time jobs. By age 26, Anna had converted all $38 million into clean, untraceable assets. The FBI questioned her 6 times over the years. Every time she was cooperative, the daughter of a criminal trying to move on with her life. They never suspected her. 10 years later, Evan sits at an outdoor table. He's wearing expensive clothes now. Designer sunglasses. A watch that costs more than his old apartment. He's been here for 3 months. The FBI stopped watching him 2 years ago. Case went cold. They assumed he'd never find the money, or it was gone forever. A woman in her late 20s sits down across from him. Elegant. Confident. unrecognizable from the sick teenager she used to be. "Hello, Daddy." Evan's eyes filling with tears. "Hey, sweetheart." They don't hug. Too public. But their hands meet across the table. "You did it," Evan whispers. "We did it," Anna corrects. "The FBI? Gave up. Officially closed the case last year. No leads. No evidence. As far as they're concerned, the chips are gone forever. Was it worth it? 3 years of your life, Dad. I stole that from you. You stole 2 years of my life when you almost died. I owed you." Before I show you how this story actually ends, and trust me, there's one more twist, I need you to do something. If this story just blew your mind, share this video right now. Send it to someone who loves heist stories. Someone who thinks they can't be surprised anymore. Because what you're about to see is how they're living now. And it's going to make you question everything you just watched. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button. We bring you stories like this every single week. Stories about people who outsmart systems, who think 10 steps ahead, who win when they're supposed to lose. All right, let's finish this. The FBI never figured it out. The casino never recovered the $38 million. The FBI never found the chips. The perfect crime isn't about not getting caught. It's about getting caught with nothing and making them prove something they can never prove. Evan Cruz served 3 years for attempted theft. No evidence of actual theft was ever found. Under double jeopardy laws, he can never be prosecuted for the same crime again. People think the hardest part of a heist is stealing the money. It's not. The hardest part is spending it without getting caught. And the only way to do that? You let someone else take the fall while you disappear into plain sight. Sometimes the person who looks like the victim is actually the one who won. So that's the story of how a dying 16-year-old girl became the criminal mastermind who pulled off a $38 million heist. And here's the question I want to leave you with. Were they wrong? A father watching his daughter die because he couldn't afford treatment. A girl who survived cancer only to be crushed by medical debt. A system that valued money over life. They didn't hurt anyone. They didn't use violence. They just took from an institution that would never miss it. Does that make them criminals? Or does it make them survivors? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Were Evan and Anna justified? Or did they cross a line that can't be uncrossed? I genuinely want to hear what you think about this one. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we drop stories like this every single week. Heists, mysteries, people who outsmarted entire systems. This story is based on real casino security flaws, real money laundering techniques, and real legal loopholes that exist today. The characters are fictional, but everything they did? It's possible. And somewhere out there, someone might be doing it right now.